You know me, I'm a soft touch. If you want all my money, don't come at me with any sort of weaponry. Come at me with a pastry. Esther Griego is here, owner and managing partner of Bittersweet Pastry Shop. Celebrate their grand reopening with them now in 30 years in business. I don't think you were there at the start because you would have been 2.
I was not.
But congratulations and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in. Tom brought this up, and I said, is this another great business? It certainly seems like
it's a great business.
You got a great local business. We want to talk about it. So tell us the history.
Absolutely. So Bittersweet was started in 1992 by Chef Judy Contino. She's an award-winning pastry chef here in Chicago. And, it was an instant success. All of her beautiful artistry and pastries were just beloved by Chicagoans for these 30 years now. And I took over in 2015 and have been trying to carry on that legacy ever since.
And what made you take over in 2015? Did you love pastries?
She was tired of sleeping and having a life.
I love celebration. That's my true love is
nice.
I feel like celebrating someone else is just a generous and authentic act. And so I just want to encourage everyone to celebrate every moment.
That's really nice. And you get to be part of all those great occasions.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you develop your pastry interest?
So my pastry interest, is definitely through Judy. I'm not, a professional pastry artist, but I do have an amazing team who's, churning out these beautiful pastries and cakes every day.
So did you know Judy before? Were you a patron of Bittersweet? And then she said, I'm selling, and you said, I'm in?
She's actually my aunt. And so we grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and she came here.
Home of the pastries. Is Albuquerque a big pastry area?
It is not. No, she moved here when she was, quite young, and eventually I followed her to, follow her in her footsteps at Bittersweet. So.
I think it's fantastic.
So when you're a little squirt and she's making stuff, did you just hang around to kind of...
Oh, so amazing. Like just watching her work and cook was always what a wonderful experience.
So who's the next you?
The next me? Oh, I haven't even thought about that quite yet.
Too busy to figure that out, I'm sure.
Well, like another 30 years. So if you took it over in 2015, we'll go 30 years from then. And maybe the next you will, be around. So you'll have to figure that out then. But not only do you have pastries on the menu, you have other items too.
Other items too. We have a beautiful cafe that we just remodeled, and that features a lovely menu of seasonal salads and soups. And I brought you some quiche and sandwiches, all featuring as many local ingredients as we can.
Let's get the important part out. Where are you?
We are in the Lakeview neighborhood. We are on Belmont between Sheffield and Racine at 1114 West Belmont.
All right, so when you tell people to come by and they go, what's it next to? What do you tell them?
What is it next to?
What's the cross street? What's it next to? Those kind of things?
Yeah, it's on Belmont between, we say, Sheffield and Racine, so it's just a block or so west of the Red Line.
Okay, well, that's perfect.
Yeah. And can you walk in? A lot of times I'm like, I need to get a cake. I wish I had a cake. But we should be pre-ordering cakes if it's for a real special occasion, like a wedding. But let's say I'm just going to a birthday party. Can I walk in? Do you have cakes ready?
Absolutely. We always have cakes ready for any, instant celebrations. But our pre-order only requires 2 days notice as well.
That's great. And you know what else? Like if you were just running to work, or, just running out of your house and running home, you can always just grab a couple of pastries and a little coffee for breakfast.
Absolutely. And, grab a few extra to take to the office.
Right?
Yeah, right. You didn't open for no reason. Grab a few extra, people.
Well, because you'll eat one. You need another one to eat later.
Brand new look. Now, this third location, what's up with this?
So we're opening in Pilsen. It's 2019 South Laughlin.
Pilsen is popping. Good call.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have a little bit of a different vibe, but we think it's going to just be a really fun place to come hang out and enjoy, pastry and coffee. And we have a few more surprises in store.
Now, the press release on this says that you use local ingredients, including local eggs. So I feel another point in her favor is she's employing local chickens.
That's right.
Right?
And aren't they lucky?
Isn't that true? Right? I mean, that's solid logic on my part.
Working harder than ever. So Steve, you're going to taste something, yeah?
Yeah, no, normally I won't eat on the air because, I've got to talk. But when it comes to what you've made, I'll make an exception.
We'll make it. But these cakes here, there's a strawberry cake with blueberries on top. It looks like a vanilla...
vanilla creme brulee cake with a macaron on top.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I have an Oreo cake here that's decorated with Oreos and chocolate glaze.
This is like the bat signal to our boss, Stephanie. You said, you start talking like this, and at some point, the bat signal goes out. She'll be running in here,
Right.
at a speed never seen before. Again, the business is Bittersweet. You got a website you want to plug in?
It is bittersweetpastry.com.
Bittersweetpastry.com.
And you do wedding cakes too.
And we do so many wedding cakes.
You do so
Beautiful
many
wedding
wedding-
cakes.
The interesting thing is we were talking out the air, and I brought up, is it cake? Because we were riffing on that on the show for a while.
Uh-huh.
And you were making the point that, and I think this is true for most people. People want their cake to look like cakes, don't they?
Yes. I mean, you want it to be appetizing and beautiful to look at and beautiful to eat. And, the Is It Cake is like a super fun concept. And I think those are wonderful artists. But we love our cakes to look like beautiful cakes. So
Yeah, and the amount of time and effort it takes to make the incredible cakes that these artisans make, why would you eat it?
You why would you?
It's a
eat
museum
it? You just want to
piece at that
shellac
point.
it and look at it and say,
Right?
"Look what I made." Yeah.
Yeah. When people come in, are their requests doable almost always?
oftentimes, yes. We do have an artistic vision. We love to keep things beautiful and as natural as looking as possible. But, we've definitely fulfilled some crazy requests. So
Now, are these all Chef Judy's original recipes?
most of them are. We've worked to tweak and modernize a little bit, where we need to. But there's what I have here in front of you, the cheesecake, the flourless chocolate mousse cake, and the chocolate peanut butter torte are like the OG recipes. So.
Chocolate peanut butter torte. That was my name when I danced.
It should be your name when you dance. That sounds
unbelievable.
delicious. Yeah.
Is there anybody on the show that's into sweets like I am? I really isn't, is there? I'm the sweets guy.
Yeah, you're the sweet guy. However, I did hear you said croissant, so that's what I love. A
Absolutely.
good croissant.
Well, and it's amazing that you actually have healthy items on the menu, too. It's not just these beautiful, decadent desserts.
I mean, I would say our salads are wonderful and delicious, and the quiche is very wholesome and lots of protein. I'm not sure.
Wow. Are you married?
I am not married.
All right. I think I'm leaving, Maureen.
You have an avocado toast down there, so that's
Absolutely.
good. And you can add a 6-minute eggs. And here's the thing: you get the salad so that you can have the sweets for dessert.
Afterwards.
I mean, so you just don't feel so bad.
This is unbelievable. What am I eating?
This is the flourless chocolate mousse cake. So it's one of our most classic recipes, a layer of dark chocolate flourless cake topped with dark chocolate mousse.
Made with real bits of mousse, Nick.
Delicious.
Nick, you're
No,
not a sweets
no.
guy, are you?
Yeah, are you a sweets guy?
Kind of, sort of. So since it's flourless, does that mean it's gluten-free
It
as well?
absolutely is gluten-free and naturally gluten-free, where you don't miss the gluten, right?
Were you ahead of the curve on
I
that?
was going to say, it's a gluten-free something you added when you came in?
No, I mean, we have a number of things that are made naturally gluten-free because they're made either with almond flour, like the macarons, or the flourless chocolate mousse cake is, it just is not made traditionally with flour. So, it was always allowed us to offer some options just for someone coming in to pick up a dessert.
I do love a good flourless chocolate cake.
You'd love this, too, but you can't get anywhere near it without being injured by my fork.
There's another one here for you if you like it. Bring it home. You'll have it later.
How do you best compliment you and what you do? Because most of the times your mouth's going to be full. I mean, it's something like, is that good enough?
That's a pretty good response, yes.
I had a friend of mine, when he would have something at a restaurant or something like at your place that he loved, he would just take his fork and he'd throw his fork down. You go, oh, that's it. I'm
he
never going to
loved
eat
it.
again. This is the best thing I've ever
Like a
done.
mic drop, fork drop.
That's the best compliment ever when someone throws the fork because you just know that was so delicious. I have kind of an interesting question. Whenever we get a cake, I don't know what to do with it. Like, so let's say we get
Won't
the
you
cake.
eat it?
Well, if it's before the party or after the party, do I just leave it out or I put it in the refrigerator?
So-
I always feel weird leaving it on the counter.
So all of our cakes are made with real butter, and so they do need to be served at room temperature. You want to take them out of the refrigerator, leave them on the counter for 2 to 3 hours, and then they'll have that just beautiful, soft, silky texture at that point in time.
But how do you store it then? Would you leave it out or put it in the fridge?
So then we refrigerate the leftovers and then take it out again when you're ready to.
Just a general rule of thumb.
Absolutely.
If there's anything left over
If there
after
is.
after you visit Steve's house, then
Esther Griego, bittersweetpastry.com. Hang around. We got a couple more things I want to talk to you about in just a second. And everybody on the show, there's enough food in here to feed a lot of people. So come on in and screen those folks at the door, Jane. We don't let just anybody in here.
You bet.
More with Esther in a moment. Time for
Very busy in
random
here.
reviews. I finished off my flourless chocolate cake and had to be blocked by security from going back for more.
You can have more.
No, I really can't. But it is really, really, really good. But anyway, let's talk about what you ate.
I had a ham and cheese croissant, which so delicious. Listen, I like croissants, but when you put a little ham and cheese in the middle of it all, the whole world is better. So it was great. And what was the little sprinkles? Like there's little sesame sprinkles.
Seeds.
Yeah.
And she actually grows a field of wheat behind the shop where she can actually make the croissants herself. Nick, did you grab anything?
I had the cheesecake.
Oh, yeah.
Which very kind of, I would describe it as silky, very smooth.
That's a word Nick wouldn't use
No,
often,
normally
so.
not.
And you liked it.
Yeah, no, it's very good.
And Tom, what about you?
Also, I split the ham and cheese croissant with Jane, and I wanted to ask, what kind of cheese was it?
So it is a Gruyere cheese or a Swiss cheese.
Amazing.
Can't you
It's
taste
so
the
good.
Gruyere cheese?
I don't have a very developed palate, unfortunately. So all I tasted was yum.
Yeah.
It was definitely a fork throw.
Yeah, he threw his fork
Moment.
across the room. Well, congratulations on all the success. I mean, it's not an easy trick turning around, getting up, coming over here and goofing around with us. But we did want people to know that if you want great service and incredible quality when it comes to something like this, we can send them to Bittersweet, and we know that you're going to take care of them. This is not an easy thing to do, these pastries to make and stuff. I was mentioning off the air, Nick, there's a lot of ways to make a hamburger, and generally people are going to go, well, it's a hamburger, eat it.
Right.
But if a pastry fails somewhere in the process, then you're going back to square one to redo it, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And it's a 2 to 3 day process, so it's not something that you can whip up in the moment, especially for the croissants and the laminated dough. It is a long, arduous process to get to, the deliciousness that is you're enjoying.
Wow. And what do you have? I mean, what do you enjoy? Are you a pastry nut yourself, or because you're around it all day, you're not so much?
I mean, at heart, I'm a savory person, but as I said, I'm a celebration person. That's really what I love. So I'm always there to bring the cake, to bring the candles, to really help people celebrate that moment.
Is there a story from the years, and this is your relaunch, your 30th at Bittersweet? Is there a story that jumps out as a celebration, or they were all great?
Oh man. So many, we've been part of so many weddings and baby showers and, birthdays. First birthdays are always my favorite. I think, it's always a little bit more for the parents than it is for the first birthday, but they really like to do it up these days. And like the cakes are just so beautiful. And then you get to watch the baby destroy it. It's a lot of fun. So.
At no point did she get offended and go after the baby.
But you make one cake for the baby to destroy.
Exactly.
Maybe that's the mistake cake or whatever. That's the fake cake, and then the real cake for the parents and the adults to enjoy. We have so many people listening all over the Chicagoland area, and you have the 3 locations, so Lakeview, Pilsen, and also in the Timeout Market. If somebody wanted a delivery, is there a certain area that you deliver to?
Absolutely. We deliver at least 5 miles from the shop, and that can be ordered on our website with 2 days notice. So we do a lot of deliveries, of cakes, of breakfast pastries, quiche. And then, we do daily deliveries for lunch, but our main thing is for, we have this radius that we deliver to. And you can always call us, or email us and schedule a special delivery. So we'll deliver wedding cakes further out, or if it's a very special event, we've delivered to Indiana, to Wisconsin, depending on what the event is.
Good.
So.
That's great.
Well, after this weekend with the world's greatest grandson's 4th birthday and my amazing wife and our anniversary, I really wanted to talk to you because the celebration thing is so core to your business. Bittersweetpastry.com covers all aspects of it, right?
Absolutely. So we have, all of our menu is up there, including cakes, the croissants you just enjoyed. You can order tarts and the cheesecake and, again, schedule pickup or delivery in the shop, or we'll deliver it right to your door.
Another great Chicago business.
Great Chicago business.
Highlighted
And tasty,
here.
too.
Thank you very much, Esther. Esther Griego, the boss.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming over. You guys want a couple of Lollapaloozas before we go?
Oh, yeah.
I should mention Rob Johnson and Ramblin' Ray. Who's on tomorrow,
Yeah.
Tom?
Ramblin' Ray tomorrow.
Ramblin' Ray will be on first, then Rob Johnson,
Then
and then
Ramblin'
Ramblin'
Rob.
Ray.
Yeah. So Ramblin' Ray, Ramblin' Rob, Ramblin' Rob, then Ramblin' Ray.
What
And then
you
the
said.
Allman Brothers Band will come in and play Ramblin' Man.
And I will be back next Monday. In the meantime,
Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting you're leaving.
I'm going to go hang out with my friend Paul Coit and his family in Florida for a few days.
Tell Paul we said hi.
It's just not hot enough here.
Yeah.
You know, I thought maybe go to Florida where it's 147. The Bail Jumpers. Is that a band I was in or a Lollapalooza band?
That's a band you were in.
Esther?
That's correct. That's correct. That is the band I was in. Mom Liked You Best. Lollapalooza band or a band
you
I was
were in.
Well, that's the Smothers Brothers.
That is the Smothers
yeah,
Brothers.
that's
That's
true.
actually the correct
That's
answer. Kind of thematic here. Pie Fight. Band I was in or a Lollapalooza band?
Lollapalooza band.
Pie Fight is actually a band I was in.
Oh, wow, you got me.
How about the Off-White Blues Band?
Lollapalooza.
Does sound like Lollapalooza,
It
doesn't
could be.
I'm going
It
to say a
could be.
band you were in.
it? It is a band I was in. That's exactly right. Inappropriate relationship?
Band you were in.
Actually, neither. It's just something that happened at one point that involved an HR meeting. Here, it wasn't me. Accordion The Rock.
Beg your pardon?
Accordion The Rock.
Lala.
Lala.
Sure.
That's a band I was in.
Oh, we all lost.
Oh my God, who the hell
That's right.
cares?
Exactly.
How about one more? Smokey and the Flamethrowers.
Band you were in.
Band I was in?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly right. That's a band I was in.
Yay, me.